candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives for District 3 in Louisiana for the election to take place on November 6, 2012. I'm nominated to the ballot by petition that was signed by 1,154 petitioners, voters, in South Louisiana from 5 parishes. This petition will be presented to the Secretary of State on August the 15th, and at that time I intend to accept the nomination. The campaign that we will run is different. It is a campaign that is rather special, and is special in this way. I will accept no campaign contributions, and I will spend no money on a campaign. And in so doing, I will be able to serve with no conflict of interest. I invite you to look at our other YouTube videos to learn more about why we in this campaign believe that it is so important to eliminate campaign contributions and the conflict of interest and the compromise that it causes, and to view those videos here on YouTube and perhaps share them with your family and friends. When we present this idea that you will see in the YouTubes and talked about later in this video, that audiences find it very appealing. They like the idea, and it's something that they are drawn to and that they want to participate in. But they also observe that it would take a considerable amount of courage and fortitude to go up against such long odds. They recognize that there's a great deal of money in the opposition candidate's campaign, and that they have a great deal of well-established name recognition. And so they ask, is it possible? Can it be done? How can you possibly win such an election? And in this campaign, we believe that not only can it be done, we believe that it must be done. And further, we believe that it is an unstoppable idea. It's unstoppable no matter how much money they spend in the opposition, no matter how many TV ads, no matter how many radio ads. This is an unstoppable idea. And we believe it's unstoppable because it is something that the people already know to be true. We don't have to buy an expensive ad. We don't have to have a series of radio commercials to convince people of something that they already know is true. They know it in their hearts to be true. And what they know is that campaign contributions are corrupting our politics in Washington. They know that campaign contributions will buy influence. They know that campaign contributions will buy access to power. They know that campaign contributions will buy access to the public treasury, a public treasury that is funded by our tax dollars and a debt that is served by our obligations. Now, they don't need any fancy, expensive TV ads to convince them of that. They know that. They know it in their hearts. What they want and what they desire is an opportunity to vote for a candidate who doesn't take the money. They desire an opportunity to vote for a candidate who doesn't play the game. And you, my friends, you must tell them. You must tell them that there is a conservative Republican candidate who's running for the U.S. House of Representatives, running for Congress, who doesn't take the money. I am nominated to be the candidate. I will accept that nomination and I will be your candidate. And I invite you to observe over the next several months, as the campaign progresses, to observe how we demonstrate in our actions and in our policies how we are guided by the will of the people and how we are guided by constitutional principles, ethical principles, principles that have respect for human life. And I ask you to observe how this campaign is guided by virtues of courage and fortitude to go up against these long odds. Then ask yourself, isn't that exactly the kind of representation that you want in Washington? Some of the representation that is responsive to the will of the people, representation that is guided by principle and guided by virtue, rather than representation that plays the game. And my friends, you must share this idea and you must share this with your family and friends, because ultimately the success of this campaign depends on your desire for better government. It depends on your belief that campaign contributions are corrupting your politics in Washington. And it depends on your good citizenship to participate in this effort by speaking for it and by sharing this message with your family and friends. When politics is discussed, tell them. Tell them there's a candidate who doesn't take the money. And tell them why you are so proud that your candidate doesn't have any TV ads and your candidate doesn't have any billboards, because he doesn't need them, because the people already know this to be true. They only need to know that there's an opportunity to vote for somebody who doesn't take the money. And when you see an expensive TV ad, and when your family and friends see an ad that has been craftily produced and expensively produced in order to seduce their vote, ask them to consider, how much does an ad like that cost? Ask them to consider who pays for that ad. Then ask them to consider, when they pay for that ad, what do they expect to get in return? And with every ad that they buy, with every billboard they put up, with every website, with every junk mail in your mailbox, with every phone call that interrupts your evening, they will scream to the voters that they have serious money. And with that serious money, they also have serious compromise and serious conflict of interest. And you must tell the voters, you must tell your family and friends that there is a candidate, a conservative Republican candidate, who doesn't compromise and who doesn't take the money. And when you tell them, ask them to share with their family and friends. Ask them to tell others that they know and to spread the word. And they'll be anxious to do so, because they will know in their hearts that this is true. And they will know that their desire for good government, and they will know that their good citizenship is going to win this election. And they know that they're going to win this election because it is the will of the people. Thank you.